What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I'm back with the next in my top 5 from every year that I've been alive series that I've been doing. We are up to 1998. So this was actually a pretty good year. There was a bunch of movies I liked, a lot of comedies I liked. 2 of my movies, I guess, are comedy. Ranking them was a little harder. There's like one movie here that's like the Oscar kind of caliber movie. The rest are just stuff that I really enjoy, and maybe not like the best of the year. Well, some of them are. Some are cult. You'll see. It's an interesting mix of movies here. Now, before I get into them and show you what they are and give you my ranking, if you would, please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you get notified every time new videos drop. Also, please give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this series that I've been doing, and you already know the deal. Leave me your comment. What are your top 5 from 1998? I want to know what movies you like from that year. This is my list. I did get something. I post like shorter versions of some of these on TikTok, and some people are like, you gotta be kidding me. These are, this movie. I know when I did 94, they were like, Pulp Fiction. I'm like, okay, Pulp Fiction, great movie. That doesn't mean it's in my top 5 favorite movies from that year. If I was doing best of lists, it might be slightly different. To me, these are not always the best movies. They're my favorite. And sometimes we like stuff that's not the best. And I do like Pulp Fiction a lot. So anyway, I'm just saying that to preface this with, I love seeing your guys' top 5. These are my top 5s. But again, it's a favorites list and not a best list. So I'm not going to say this anymore moving forward. This is the last time. Let me go ahead and show you what I got here. Number 5, this is a movie that I actually didn't see like in the 90s when it came out. I saw it later, but I kind of get why so many people love it, and I do think it deserves to be here. And that is going to be The Big Lebowski, of course, Coen Brothers movie. Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, John Turturro. Just a good comedy. Kind of has a cult following now. Wasn't like a big hit or anything when it came out, but super quotable, quirky, interesting characters. Yeah, a really good movie that I enjoy quite a bit, but not as much as these other ones. Now, these 4, my 5 I really like, but the top 4, this was hard. They're all very different. None of them are even in the same genre. So I'm going to start with number 4. And this is a movie that I still know a lot of people haven't seen. I think it's getting a 4K soon. And if so, I will buy it absolutely day one. And that is going to be Dark City. This is the with the director's cut, Alex Proyas. This is the movie he did after The Crow. I like this movie way better than The Crow. I know The Crow has a lot of following. I like that movie. It's a little cheesy. This one's not cheesy. This is a sci-fi film. It came out the year before The Matrix, and I would say there's some similarities between them story-wise. And that's all I'll say, because I do think if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. And I don't want to spoil it or anything, but Rufus Sewell's in this. He's really good. Jennifer Connelly, Kiefer Sutherland. A really, really good mystery. It's like a mystery of this guy trying to figure out like what's going on in the city where he lives. So a great movie. Next up is going to be Saving Private Ryan. Now, this is one of those movies that's like, you don't rewatch it that much because it's a heavy movie, especially with the opening war scene is like, I mean, it's amazing. It's probably the best war scene, individual scene put on film, in my opinion. But amazing cast: Tom Hanks, Tom Sizemore, Matt Damon, Barry Pepper, my boy. You also get a little Vin Diesel in here. So a great movie. Steven Spielberg, I mean, on top of his game, well worth the best director award that he got for that one. All right, next up is another comedy. Now, this is a buddy comedy. One of the all-time best, maybe the all-time best, depending on when you grew up or when you watched it. And that is going to be Rush Hour, the original Rush Hour. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker. Amazing movie. Again, a super quotable, great soundtrack. Love the soundtrack for this movie. It's funny. It's got action. It's got Tom Wilkinson in it. It's got Don Cheadle in it. And Rush Hour is just one of the best. I absolutely love that movie. But my number 1, and this is a movie that I saw in middle school. I want to say 7th grade maybe was the first time I saw it. So that would have been like a year or 2 after it came out. My friend had it on DVD and we watched it. And I was like, this movie's insane. It's so bloody, but I love it. And that is going to be Blade, the original Blade. I mean, I like Blade 2 better than Blade 1, but Blade is still awesome. And from 98, It's so memorable. I've seen it so many times that I had to put it at number 1. Is Blade 2 going to make my list for 2001 or whenever it came out? I don't know. I don't even remember what I picked. It might, though. It might. But Blade is awesome. Steven Dorff, Wesley Snipes, tons of action, great soundtrack. Another one with a great soundtrack, great visuals. Yeah. So anyway, that's my top 5 from 1998. Big Lebowski, Dark City, Saving Private Ryan, Rush Hour, Blade. Very eclectic set of movies. Anyway, again, let me know in the comments what are your top 5s. And I will be back next week with my top 5s from 1999, finishing out the 90s. So until then, take it easy.